All right, this is the Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. And today is another beautiful day, another lovely day, and I'm super excited about this show. I'm so excited to even change the logo. So let me get the logo switched on here. All right, there we go. All right, so the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, and today is the first part or the first day of Masters Week. So a lot of people, I'm a golfer. I love to play golf, and the Masters is one of my favorite tournaments. And I'm remembering back in I think it was 2019, just before COVID, and my wife called me and she said, "I got tickets to the Masters," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got tickets to the Masters." And I'm sitting there like, it's almost impossible to get tickets to the Masters. But yet she doesn't like golf at all. But the way it works, if you didn't know, you have to put your name in a lottery. So that's how people get tickets to the Masters. It's not like you can go buy them. So you put your name in a lottery and you can win two tickets on a practice round or whatever. Well, my wife in 2019 won two tickets to Sunday. Sunday, that's the championship day at the Masters. And this would happen to be the last time Tiger Woods won the Masters, and I was there live. So I'm super excited again. It's Masters Week. And for those who love golf or like golf and don't even care about golf, this is the time that you want to go and watch the golf, because the Masters are really fun to play. And here's another thing that a lot of people don't know about this. When you go there during Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can't take any pictures. So there's no cameras allowed. You can't take your cell phone, none of that. So I have nothing to show that I was there other than the ticket that I used to get in. So that's the only thing. But here we are. We're getting this Masters Week. But I know you ain't want to hear all that. That was me breaking it down. Here on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show, I got a wonderful guest. Getting ready to bring that guest to the stage. But we're going to drop something new. Something we've never tried before, but here we go. Let's try this. Here we go.
Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be reading a poem called Hello Self-Love from my first book, Lessons of Her Youth. Okay. In case he hasn't, doesn't plan, or just doesn't tell you, you're beautiful. Your effort to make others happy is as beautiful as a goal achieved. The type of goal that requires your blood, sweat, and tears. Your smile is not one he should dare switch gears, because it can drive one crazy. You're a lady, a nurturer, and give birth to love, raising it with the most care without shifting from adolescence to olden age. Your love never changes.
All right, welcome to the stage, Boogie. How you doing, Boogie? What's going on?
I'm great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, you're like, what's up? That's great. I'm so super excited having you on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. That was a beautiful poem that you read for us on the last We Be Jamming Live. It was there. First time we tried poetry, so you was a hit, a big hit, and now to have you on the show is just awesome. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we're the Sign Shopping and Iron Show. We're live. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, and it's gonna go to TikTok and Instagram, and you're live on your own channel as well. So now we got you here. You're on the stage with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Boogie Time, or Boogie, as your name saying right there?
Boogie Time is a girl who is winging it, who loves hard, um, likes to write poetry, likes to write period, is trying her thing out here on YouTube, a foodie, loves to eat, loves good food, loves travel, and real name Shayla. That's Boogie. That's Boogie Time. Just winging it, uh, trying to remain positive and enjoy life.
Well, if you're winging it, you're doing a great job winging it. So you knocking it out the park. Definitely you're
Thank you.
becoming a superstar out here. I mean, I know that you got your own show, I believe, on Sundays, correct? You got your own
Yes,
show.
love talk
Yeah.
with Also Ravishing. Yep.
Okay. So that's you ain't just winging it. You out here knocking it out the park. So that's what's up. So we do know there's people in the chat, and they'll be out there and they'll be chatting, and we'll recognize everybody there as we go on with the show. So we don't want to miss anybody. But tell me about Boogie. I know you said a little bit, but when Boogie was a child, so let's say you was 1 to 9 years old in that frame. Tell us about that experience for you.
Boogie as a child, um, I always had an imagination, very vivid imagination. Uh, my imagination is a big part of it, but I always loved music. I had my little cassette player, had so many tapes. Then I graduated to CDs because I have a sister 14 years older, so she had CDs. So I started to be mesmerized with those. I had even I used to like the song, love the song "Unbreak My Heart" by Tony Braxton,
Yeah.
and I had a cassette. One side was she sang it in Spanish, one side she sang it in English. And I don't know, I didn't know what I was saying back then, but I was singing it in both languages. So just enjoying music and playing my dolls and stuff, and being a little leader, big imagination.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with
Pretty
that.
much.
I'm gonna tell you when you say cassettes, I'm like, you don't look. I'm just saying looking, so that you're old enough or you to have cassettes.
Oh yeah.
So so because I know that when they went out, and I remember it's funny. I was in my garage and my youngest son picked one up and was like, "What is this?" That's a cassette tape. Like, wait. I said, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
used to use these, and you needed
Yeah.
a pistol to rewind it." Yeah, so
Yeah.
and you cover the ends up with tape so you could copy over a cassette tape and all that other stuff that you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know what a cassette is, so it's funny that you mentioned a cassette and then went to CDs. So I can
Yep.
imagine you walking down the street with your headphones on and your Discman on your side.
Yep.
And
And
the
the
Discman,
scratching.
oh
You know how it'll skip when you.
yeah, yeah, we used to. I can remember them. Yeah, like, whew, wow. But see, I'm back school. I'm way back there with the 8-track. So if I don't know if you
Oh
know
yeah.
8-track days. So we used to have 8-track tapes. So I used to listen to those songs over and over and over. This and you had to push like the number you want to go to, number 2, number 3, and I
Yeah.
just play the song over and over till it popped, till the tape popped, and it's like, oh well. But we
Yeah.
used to make our own music too. Listen to the radio and copy songs and make our own
Yeah.
little mixtapes, is what we would call them back in the day. So I had to look
Hmm.
mixtape. So that's pretty cool. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that you had so I want to say it. You don't have to tell us where you're from or whatever, but was you on the East Coast, West Coast, North, South?
East Coast, and born, raised Connecticut.
Okay, wow,
Yep.
coast. that,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
in that side of the world. So
And the best pizza.
best
I just
pizza.
gotta put that
I would have
out.
never, no way I would have guessed Connecticut got good pizza. So it's good pizza in Connecticut.
Yes, New
Okay.
Haven specifically. I
Okay.
think we go like by the New Haven capital. I mean, pizza capital. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, it's serious.
You just taught me something. So right now we on. I can promise there's a lot of people out there didn't know anything about Connecticut and pizza.
Yeah.
100%. Unless you're from the area, that would be the only way you would know. So, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So just to throw this out there now. So, what's your favorite? I would say flavor of pizza. If that's what would it be flavor or
I like.
toppings? I guess on your pizza.
I think I'll probably say pepperoni.
Yeah. Okay.
Pepperoni, probably.
Just
Yeah.
pepperoni. Yeah, no. Well, I'm a sausage and pepperoni, so there
Sausage.
you
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
that's good too.
yeah, it's a good combination. Now, are you a pineapple person on pizza?
I have not explored the pineapple on pizza yet.
Don't
I
do it.
haven't.
Don't
You
hurt
either?
yourself. No, I have, but don't hurt
Oh, you
yourself.
have? Not a
That's terrible.
fan?
Nah,
Did-
that and anchovies. Those are the two. Like they can keep
Yeah,
that
I'm
smell
not
away.
messing. I'll try the pineapple, but I'm not messing with the anchovy.
Yeah, yeah. So don't do it. It's not worth it. It's like this. These two don't go together. But I accidentally one time ordered. I thought I was ordering a pepperoni, and I went down one too many items to hit pineapple. So when the pizza came, I'm like, all right, yeah. When you
Right.
think you're eating a pepperoni and then it's pineapple, it's like, what the heck just happened? But
Yeah,
it's all good. It's
yeah.
all good. So we do got some people in the chat, so we'll make sure we recognize them before we move on to. And so also Ravishing is out there.
Yes.
Belinda from was it E Block
Yeah,
2075. She's out
Belinda.
there.
Hey.
She's dropping links everywhere, and we're going to check those out. The Aquatic News Network is in the house. So how you doing? Selena the Celestial's in the house. Fishy Things
Hi.
is out there. All right. How you doing, Fishy Things?
Hey.
Morgan, the Morgan and Movement, if I make sure I get it right. So it's bad when you're colorblind because it's hard to see the color sometimes. So bear with me if I miss anybody. So if I know Sharon Jackson's out there, and that's my mom, and Denise Jackson out there, that's my aunt. Jared Talks out there. Jared's got another talk show. It's a very cool guy with a talk show. I was on the show last week on Saturday, so I had a good time with him hanging out with Jared. So
I'll actually be there tomorrow on
all
Jared's
right, well,
show. Yeah.
congratulations. There you go. All right, look, don't be stealing none of my stuff, Jared. Don't be stealing no stuff. Get your own stuff, bro. Get your own stuff. Nah, but that's good. And I know I seen you earlier today with Fishy Things. So
Yes, that was
what's up.
awesome.
So you're a super busy person. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's
Yeah.
good. That's good to get around. So and Amelia loves Ariel is in the house. So just
Hi,
get some of
Amelia.
them. And then we keep going up. And now, if you don't have your blue jacket on, that's because I normally go after the show. I'll go in and I'll click on anybody who don't have the blue jacket and give them their blue jacket. It's just easier for me and not trying to watch Facebook or YouTube and all of this. I just stay here and entertain and be with my guests. So if that's, so it's not personal for anybody that's out there. It's just me. When you're old, you got to slow down a little bit. So I'm going to slow down, if that's all right. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back, and it's going to be me and Boogie, and we're going to talk some more about her life, if that's okay. All
Yeah,
right.
let's
We'll
go.
be right back.
Get ready for the ultimate live experience. Join us on stage where music, poetry, and comedy collide in a night to remember. Top musicians, spoken word artists, and comedians come together for a unique and unforgettable show. From soulful melodies to side-splitting jokes, this jam-packed event has it all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we bring you the best of the best in this one-of-a-kind performance. Are you ready for the next We Be Jammin' Live?
All right, we're back on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. Got my Boogie Time with me today, and we're just talking about her beginning days with the cassette tapes and playing with dolls and enjoying life and moving up to the CDs. So now what happened? Oh, now what happened when the double digits hit? So let's just say your teenage years. How was that for Boogie Time? Tell us a little bit about it.
Teenager. So of course, some teenage awkwardness. I gotta plug myself real quick. I have a book called Sincerely Me that I get into more of that awkwardness of my teenage years. But I was shy at first. But I think by the time I got to my teen years, I started opening up. The high school I went to was a business high school. And it was actually smaller, but that actually was helpful to me because I think that's what made me more talkative and stuff now. Because I was really shy before then. So I started to get more confident and just dressing up and that's when I actually started. I wrote my first song in my teenage years, which was actually a poem at first. And yeah, just meeting my friend that I've known ever since then, my best friend, and yeah, just kind of finding myself, growing a love for like poetry and just writing, and I even did so that I actually started playing with kind of like skits, I guess you could say, or kind of like writing little films. So not a film, well, mini film, I guess. I forgot what was it called. I used to live in this area years ago, well back then, called Meadowbrook. So we called it Haunting in Meadowbrook. It was supposed to be like a little scary little movie
That's pretty cool.
that me and some high school
Yeah,
friends did. Yeah. But it was
that's
fun.
really cool.
I just liked being creative, pretty much in a nutshell. So just
Right.
really pushing the creativity and having fun and trying different things, different hairstyles. I had my hair, well, that might have been after high school, like maybe around 1920. I had it shaved on the side, mohawk.
Mm,
I played with different curly hair and colors, just playing with different things.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So wait a minute. I heard you say your book, and then I also heard you say that you wrote a song,
Yeah.
and you also co-produced a movie. So that's amazing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really that all. I mean, so being on YouTube is like whatever because you already was a content creator. You was already doing that. You're very creative. So now, where could I find this book? So you say you have a book. So you wrote a book.
Yes, okay, yeah. Yes, I am a writer. The book that I was speaking about there specifically was called Sincerely Me.
Mm,
It's like a memoir to my younger self. I'm writing letters to my younger self, and cuz I think we're hard on ourselves a lot. But I was just more or less looking back and just offering support to that younger girl
mm,
so that it can kind of help me as a grown woman. Yeah, but it's like funny letters in there too. Like I talk about little awkward stuff that I went through at that time. But yeah, so Sincerely Me, and I've written a few other books too. My first poetry book, um, Lessons of Her Youth, that's a poetry collection. And I have a children's book called God's Lemonade.
oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
writing.
So I'm seeing in the chat that B dropped your links to your book. So anyone that's
Oh,
out there
thank
who
you.
wants to check out Boogie's books, and actually they're on Amazon, so you can
Yes,
go on there and purchase the book and definitely support and some good reading. So I believe one of the when we started the show, we had a part of the poem that you read during the We Be Jamming, and that's in one of your books.
yes, that's actually from Lessons of Her Youth, my first book.
Okay.
And
All
I have
right.
a book out now. I forgot to say that, called Her Psalms.
Okay.
Based inspired by the Psalms in the Bible, but my own personal ones.
I got you. So now you got to help me. How can or how do a person write a book? I mean, I understand you write a book, but to
Yeah.
now have it on Amazon, how do we get to that point? What's the process, if you don't mind sharing?
Sure. No, I don't mind sharing. So, I for Amazon specifically, Kindle Direct Publishing. It's basically like a self-publishing service. That basically you have your file, you write your book and everything first, and in a Word document or PDF file, and get your cover made and upload it to them. It's pretty actually that part is probably the easiest part. The
Mm,
hardest part is just really just getting the book done. And use Kindle Direct Publishing, and that will get your book on Amazon. It's doesn't cost you. You do arrange to get how much you want to get paid, how much you want to charge for the book, and they of course take their portion. Um and yeah, that's pretty much it. What I recommend people do, which I got to do myself with this book, is you know buy copies of your own book yourself, as market as low as you can and
right.
buy your own copies, and also just sell them yourself too, so that way you can offer autographed copies
Oh, yeah.
to your buyers and things like that, and
Yeah.
get and earn more of a profit, so but yeah, Kindle Direct Publishing.
Oh, and that's pretty cool. So, I it makes it sound you made it sound so easy. So a lot of times people think it's just so hard. That's why a lot of people got good ideas and maybe can put it in a book, but I'm not a really good writer, so it's just easier. It'll be easier for me. Like, nah, that's okay. I know they got some of them is like ghost writers or some writers, or
Hmm.
somebody will actually come in and write for you, and you just telling them the story, and that's probably more. That's how Big Jack Storytime started, because it was like I say, my daughter-in-law gave me a book. But it just had like a different questions in it. It said, okay, you just fill in the question, like where were you born, where did you grow up, and as I was filling in the filling in the answers to the questions, I was like, well, I could just put all this in video. and so that's how my little YouTube adventure started, because I was trying to fill in the blanks in the book. And now, we're here. We're on here now, Big Jack Storytime. So got a whole bunch of stories. And I wrote a play when I was in college, believe it or not. I actually wrote a play because I was a president of the Black Student Association. And one of our things to give back to the community was we would go around and just do volunteering acts. And during the Christmas time, I actually wrote a play, and we had some of the students, we all acted out at nursing homes and places like that. So that was just, that was one of my life's adventures that was just amazing. As a matter of fact, the play was called All I Want for Christmas. And that was it. All I Want for Christmas. That was the title of the thing. But it was about a mom who, she had a son before she got married. And her new husband didn't get along with the son, so he kicked him out. And as he grew up, and all she wanted was her son to come back and be back in the fold. So eventually that did happen. It was a happy ending at the end, but at the same time, it just one of those things where it's like having everybody act it out and see it come to life. It's like, wow, this is cool. But this was back before we had the video cameras and all that, no cell phones. So when nobody capturing all of this, we had a Polaroid. We could wait, sit there and flip it around and wait for it, see if anything came out. But so this is back in 92, maybe 91, 92. So that was a couple of days ago. Yeah, just a couple of days ago. Yeah. And I like to sing, but I can't sing. So it's just one of those things. So I try to sing solo. So I sing solo that nobody can hear me. And if I do that, I'll be okay. So I could be all right. So, but we're going to check on what everybody got. Go ahead. Say again.
No, I'm sorry. That's just too cool to me. The poem. I mean, I'm sorry, the play.
The play, yeah.
On my first book, I wrote on the back of it, I said that, I'm an aspiring playwright. I think that's cool to write a play. Yeah. You got to recreate it.
It was really fun. I mean, to actually write and then to rehearse it and have everybody do their parts, and then to put it on in front of live, audience. We did have a good time. We really did have a good time. So I want to put this up here because I'm not sure what Aquatic said. You said, yeah, I've done stage work before, improv, but not in the Improv Factory. Back in the day, I did the Rocky Horror Picture Show live at the theater. Regrets probably, but learned a lot. And yeah, so a lot of people don't know nothing about that Rocky Horror Picture Show, but if you do know about it, so it's a lot of little mini skits and horror in that neighborhood. Okay. So, and some of them, it's funny because it's almost like 4D before 4D. So you could be in one of them and like you'll feel the water falling out the sky and all of it because you be in there tripping in the Rocky Horror Picture Shows. So yeah, it was.
Is it like? Are you familiar with Sight and Sound Theater?
Oh yes.
Is it like really like
Well, the Sight and Sound is really cool, especially where the one up the street from where we are. But very similar to that, except it was all horror. So so take away the gospel and Christian side of it and make it the horror movie. But yes, very similar to that right there.
Oh, that sounds cool.
So can imagine you're watching something on the play and something come across the bottom of your feet and you jumping all over the place. Something you think something just ran across your feet in the theater or whatever. So yeah, you be in there tripping hard. Yeah. So all right, so we're gonna do a quick commercial break. We'll come back and recognize everybody that's down there in the chat, and we'll be back in 1 second. I got Boogie Time with me, so please stand by. All right, welcome back to the Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack, and I still got my guest Boogie Time with me on here. And for everybody whose profile came across, I just want to say thank you for all your support and helping me to grow to this point. I mean, I'm not even close to where I want to be, but I'm definitely enjoying myself every day I get on here. So thank you all for your support, and I truly, truly appreciate it. So, Boogie, let's go through and see who's in here. So, Q5 Barnes. So that's one of my best friends in the world right there. So one of the best. Matter of fact, he was one of my actors in the play too. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
funny that he's here because that's that. See, look, I don't tell any stories that ain't true because you never know who's going to be. So I don't make them up. I don't have to make them up to fit in the character. He'll let you know. But he said, well, he won. So I said I don't sing well, and his comment right there was, and they see if we can get it up there because I'm see if he could drop it real quick. He said, "No, that's ravishing. Sorry, ravishing, but we'll get it. They're moving faster on me." But anyway,
yeah, I know how that goes.
He made the comment where he won Mr. Golden Bear, and what he's trying to say is during it was Greek week at the college. We was in college. It was Greek week, and they had a talent show, and I got up there and I sang. And I actually won the talent show.
Okay.
Yeah, I sang "Always and Forever," believe it or not, and it went over. I had no music, a cappella all the way, and won Mr. Golden Bear, what they called it. That was the mascot. So we had fun. So yeah, it had some fun. It had some fun back then. So just to say, fishy things is out there, also ravishing. If you got, go ahead. If you want to acknowledge anybody, go ahead.
Yeah, no, shout out to everybody here. Thank you, Fishy, Vegan Kings, also everybody here that I can see here on this chat, and everyone also watching from here. And
yeah.
I was gonna make a comment about the what was the award you won? You said Big
Mr.
Bear,
Golden Bear,
Golden Bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like you should be in the next We Be Jamming. You gotta jam too.
Yeah, look, it's funny because I could do this, but I couldn't get up there and sing.
You won.
That would blow my mind. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was probably shaking worse than a tree, but it happened to. I actually happened to win, and so like my mom down there said she won second place in the school talent show. So maybe that's where I got some of the talent from.
Uh-huh.
But those days are done. I'm definitely not. We'll see. We'll definitely see. If I can get you back on there to do poetry, then I might sing one song or whatever.
There we go.
So we're gonna work it out. So we got B's out there. Also, B is in there. Sharon Jackson, Niecy Jackson, Q5 Barnes. He's a Hall of Famer out of West Virginia Tech, and I'm glad that he's here helping and supporting. Fishy Things is out there. Aquatic News Network is out there. And we thank you for being here. Morgan, hello. How you doing, Morgan, for being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron Show? It said Vegan Kings Cooking and Games. How you doing? And they're saying Boogie, that's coming out of your channel right there. So I know we say B 2075, and B will be on the We Be Jamming show in the April, and she'll be doing comedy. So we're going to add comedy to the stage. So We Be Jamming April is going to be on fire. So I hope everybody can come out. And that's going to be April 26th. So if you can come out, please come out. The Heavy Hitters band is in there, and there's some regulars on the We Be Jamming live. So make sure if I miss anybody, it's not personal. You already know that. It's just me scrolling and trying to make sure we hit everybody if we can. But at the same time, I want to be respectful of my guests. So Selena the Celestial is out there. Ariel or Amelia loves Ariel is in the house. And so let's see what she said real quick, because she's going to ask you a question. So I already know she normally does. So it says, since Wicked, Snow White, the recent canceled Tango movie showed us Disney is ready to hire based on talent and not race. Which Disney princess would you love to be cast as yourself? Now, I told you. Here it comes.
It never fails. A million with the Disney questions.
Yeah,
I love it. She got me earlier. Okay. Which Disney princess would I love to be cast as myself?
As yourself, yeah.
So they would be me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll let you come back to it though.
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
think about it and drop it in there. So we know we got a question out there. So
Okay.
again, we said the Heavy Hitters band is out here again, and R&B rooming. So R&B rooming. Make that came through your channel, Morgan and movement. And it's so good. That's good. I'm glad everybody's here. So Boogie, you're in high school. Did you do the prom and all of that good stuff, or
Yes, I did. I went to prom
what was
senior
it like
year.
in a business high school? What was prom like? Was it like dress up in a suit and tie? And
No, we had dress down Fridays, and even our business casual stuff. It was still wasn't like
I
like
got you.
real.
Okay.
It was still kind of yeah. When I really think about it, I can't even remember. I mean, I get we still were pretty cool. Like it wasn't real like uniform like or nothing like that. And prom was pretty normal, like your average prom. I had a date, but we weren't dating. Just it was actually a guy that I considered my brother, called my brother, and yeah,
That's
cool
good.
prom, right? Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. That is cool. So now we're through with high school. We're stepping out. What was the next step in Boogie's life? You walked out of high school. Most people are 17, 18 years old. So now
Yep.
what's the next move?
After high school, I'm trying to think. Did I go? I took. No, I didn't take a break. I went to a school for to do medical assistant, to be a medical assistant before I went to college. And I was more undecided of what I wanted to do at the time, so I didn't finish the medical assistant program. I think clinical stuff, that's not my gift. I'm more the computer stuff. Like once it got to doing some of the hands-on stuff, I'm like, that's not my my blessing. So I said I didn't finish that, but I ended up going to college. I went to a community college, took a few classes there, and stopped for a bit. And then well, I don't want to jump ahead. But yeah, so I ended up going to community college and took some more classes, and later on I ended up getting my degree.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you got your degree, and so you're still in Connecticut?
Yes. Yep. Oh,
Okay.
yep. I was in Connecticut still.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. And then okay, so how was it on campus? Was it traditional campus life, or was it
So I went so first I went to a community college, just went there. I was also working and stuff too. I've been working since probably 17. So I went there. It was like a community college downtown. And then later on, some years later, I went to this college called Albertus Magnus. And it's not a it's like I think a more private college. And I went there. They have pretty cool college, and it's a college for of faith, put it that way. But we had different programs. They had like open mic stuff there too. They pretty cool place. But I was older by that time when I went there. But I still got some. I kind of wish I did go to college and stay on campus and stuff like that. Like I did get to see a little bit what that was like, but I didn't actually experience the dorm and all that stuff. I didn't experience that part.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't missing nothing.
I didn't.
No, it is cool. It's like being in a little town inside of a little town or whatever. But at the same time, I was ready to move off campus. I couldn't wait till I could get off the campus, out of the dorm life and this and that. Sometimes people that's in dorm rooms, it's just you're too close to the roommate. You're too close to the roommate. So, and that's where it's good to have like a little apartment or something where you got separate rooms. But when you're right, just separate bunks or beds or whatever, that was way too close in my experience. So, I'm okay. I don't know if you missed much.
You know, I think that makes sense. That makes sense, a lot of sense, Big Jack. Now I think about it. I like my space and stuff. Like, I'm cool with my friends. We do sleepovers and stuff like that. You know, back then. But at the same time, like, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, so it
yeah.
all worked out.
They'd be like, "What time you leaving?"
Right,
I'm
exactly.
ready.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but what time you leaving?
Like,
Okay.
oh, yeah.
And it's funny because you don't realize it. And my roommate's not, my college roommate's not on here, but you will be in the room, and when he's not there, you slide furniture, so you get a little bit more space. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
you're like all of a sudden, it's like we got it 50-50. But before the whole school year is over, it's like 75-25. Like, hey man, like half the room is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because
my
you're trying to
goodness.
get as much space as you can get because you just want that space. So
Yep.
anybody out there that's in the dorms and they know about that dorm life, it's fun, but at the same time, you want your space. Me, I wanted my space. So that's cool. So explain to me, and I don't know if you ever did or not. So did you or did you not? Have you ever had to purchase a home or rent a home
Did I have ever purchase a home
or rent a home
or rent a home?
or apartment or whatever?
Well, I have an apartment. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been renting an apartment. I haven't done the home buying process yet. Um, I hope to. I hope to soon. You know, maybe within the next couple years.
Mm.
But honestly, ideally, I think I want to wait until like I'm like married
Hmm.
to
Okay.
do it. And just do that process with whoever I end up being with as
Right.
far as the home buy. I think it'll be exciting to do that with my husband, you know, if I'm fortunate enough to get married and stuff. So but I've just done renting an apartment. That's the extent of that for me in that area.
Okay. So now, what was the experience like the first time renting an apartment? Do you remember?
Awesome. So
Yeah.
okay, can I tell this little thing before
Good.
I even got to the apartment part? I've been going by Boogie for a long time, right?
Okay.
So before I even got my own apartment, this is at my mom's house. I had my room, but like I told you, I have my imagination, these ideas and stuff. So I was like, I wanted to fill that apartment, having my own apartment vibe sooner than I was able to move out. So I had converted my room into kind of like a studio, almost in a sense. Like I had got. It sounds crazy when I think about it now, but I called it the Boogie Cave, and I had got like, I had the couch and everything. I had like a small little 2-seater. It was my room was really big though, so it
Mm.
wasn't. It didn't look crazy. It had like the little 2-seater kitchenette type of thing going on, and I had it was decked out. People liked coming over to the Boogie Cave, but that was before I got my apartment.
Gotcha.
But I just had to share that. But then I got my own apartment, and it was exciting. I was
Mm.
actually what had inspired that was I was with my ex's sister, and them had me dog sit for them, and I
Mm.
had came to their apartment and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I'm ready to have my own place.
Right.
And once I set my mind to do something, I do it. So within few weeks later, I had found a place, started doing that process, moved in by the first, and I had my own place and started doing all the decorations, had Mama Bowman helping me hook it up and personalize it. I went through different changes of how my decor style. I guess I'm not like a big decor decor dec- decorative person. Sorry,
Right.
but like my mother kind of really helps bring some of that stuff to life. Like I'll have certain things that I'll pick out and stuff, but it was just fun. I'm happy to have my own place and
Yeah.
still happy to have my own place now. This is my second apartment now that I have.
Okay. Now, and
Yeah.
this is different. A lot of people have different experiences of when they have to get that first one, or I've heard different stories. So I just want to. It's like not weird, but it's just like, okay, the first apartment was terrible. That noisy neighbors. I'll never do this again. But if you didn't, well, see, you might have the experience. See, you should have. Was it challenging in any kind of way?
Well, it's more so here at this apartment here.
Hmm.
Um, the walls are really thin. Like it's sometimes I can hear like from cough and stuff. It sounds like they're in an apartment. It'd be scary to me because I live by myself.
Right.
So I'm like I'm making sure they're not inside here. With my first apartment, um, interesting enough. So when I first moved to my first apartment, I moved like 45 minutes to an hour away from where I lived with my mom and stuff. So she missed her baby. So she ends up moving across the hall from me.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we're super tight, and she's actually still lives in the building where I previously lived across from her.
Right.
But so she was my neighbor, but she wasn't a noisy neighbor. But we did have some people in that building that, you know, actually had complaints about the her TV being too loud.
Oh wow.
At one point, and it's everything comes full circle, because at first I thought they were just being difficult, but now that I moved here to my apartment now, and I see how I can hear a lot of
Right.
everything with the neighbors, I'm like, maybe they weren't, you know, giving us a hard time. Maybe the TV was loud, that because she had a TV mounted on her bedroom wall. But
Yeah, that might do it. Yeah. So sometimes I ask, you know, certain questions, and a lot of it is because this is the Iron Sharpening Iron show, so we try to help one another grow and glow, and so that experience that you could say you face, there's someone out there that's going to be getting ready to step out and get their first apartment, and the nervousness they might have, and make sure your credit rating is right. Make sure your credit is good, because they're going to be checking that. And then when you go out there, and then I got a rule with my kids. We have a thing called sugar distance. So you gotta be sugar distance. So sugar, like so you need to be close enough that we can get to you within 24 hours if we need to, but far enough away that you can't come borrow sugar. So that's our sugar
I love that.
Yeah, so you got to be far enough away so you can't come borrow sugar, but you got to be close enough that I can get to you within 24 hours. So if something was to happen, we can get to you, but I don't want you stopping by every day saying, hey, can I borrow sugar? So that's our little sugar distance. And the only other thing we threw in there, like even with me and my wife, and we tell our kids the same thing, whatever you get, be able to do it by yourself. So I know you made a comment, you know, with your husband, and I'm not telling you not to or whatever, but you want to be able to do it by yourself. So don't put all your money in the pot together and say, all right, we're going to get this bigger house because together we can do this. But if either one of you, for whatever reason, then that means the other one has to foot that double bill. And it's just so don't put too much. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as a lot of people say. So that would be the other lesson to that. It's just making sure that I can afford this all by myself.
Right.
And it's not saying that it's the relationship. It's just anything could happen. You know, and it's like, man, how am I gonna afford this? Because you just took too much, and then you become house poor. And nobody wants to be house poor. You got this big old house, and now I'm poor. So. So that would be my only thing to throw in there, but you know,
thank you for that.
Now, and if anyone in the chat got any other ideas or whatever, drop it in the chat, because there's people out there that's actually looking right now. A lot of people don't even know about the credit rating, or they're going to check your credit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And get renter's insurance.
Yeah,
I don't care if you're in an apartment, get renter's insurance. Make sure that you protect yourself and your stuff, because you might be the safest person in the world, but your neighbors could be in there raising Cain, and all of a sudden they destroying your stuff or something happened. So make sure you get the renter's insurance. So that's cool. So I wanted to recognize anybody that's out there. So Fitchy Things is still out there, and him and Oso having a beautiful conversation. I see Rodney and Melissa evolving. Rodney and Melissa evolving is out there. Let's see, it's Karen P is out there. Sharon Jackson, hello. Jack, Magic Healing is out there. Hello, Magic. The Heavy Hitters Band. That's my son. So Heavy Hitters, that one right there, that's my son, and he uses sugar distance. He know.
Talented.
He knows the sugar distance. He know. I can get to him at 24, but he already know. He already know. So Mama Bowman, because you said the name, Living Life.
Yes.
Who is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for asking that. Mama Bowman living life is my wonderful mother, y'all.
Oh,
She
hello,
has a
Mama. How
YouTube
you doing?
channel here
All right.
also. Yes,
Okay. Yeah,
she
wait a minute. Who's the other one? Who's the other one? I'm sorry.
the other I'm sorry. What?
You said I cut you off. So you said Mama Bowman, your mom, and then who else? Did you say
Oh no,
someone else?
that's it. I was saying she has a wonderful I was just saying she has a wonderful YouTube channel. That's my
Okay.
mama.
Well,
Yep.
no, there you go. All right, so thank you. So, Mama Bowman, welcome to the show, and we got to check out your channel if I haven't already. Not knowing that I was checking out Boogie's mom's channel, but I'm gonna have to make sure I check it out.
Yeah.
So we got the moms in the house tonight. All right, that's all I'm talking about. And we keep going up. So I know Q Barnes was in the house at one time. If I hope he's still here. And Fishy Things, they've said it many times. Rodney is there. Andrews is Serrano, I believe, is in the house. Esco, the disciple.
Rifle, hey.
Okay, hey, in the house. All right, and so we're here, and we got Boogie Time on. Boogie Time super busy. Poet, uh, a screenwriter, musician, or a songwriter and singer. Do you
No,
sing? Or you just write the songs?
no, I don't sing now.
I got you. Just write the songs.
Right, just
I write
write
a
them.
good song. It's funny, but a lot of people, I mean, even songwriters, they just don't sing. They just write the songs. Other people
Yeah.
sing them. You know, I
Hmm.
was listening to a special one time with Babyface, and all the songs, you'd be surprised how many people singing his songs that he wrote that he
Yes.
doesn't sing, and he can sing, but he's like, yeah, I wrote it for this person, I wrote it for that person. So Cindy Lifestyles and More is out there. B 2075 B, you're almost there. We're getting there. Elevate TV is in the house. Melissa Bandy, hello. And that's if I'm not mistaken, that's Creative Change, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Creative Change is out there. So hello, and
Love
how you
it.
doing, Melissa, for being on here? Thank you.
Thank you.
That you know how special that is when you get people from other channels that you know that they support and they're here watching your channel. So that it means a lot. So I
It is
truly
awesome.
appreciate that. And they try to remember who's who. Miss Do It Yourself is in the house. Niecy Jackson is in there, and that's my aunt. She's very supportive, and she's out there supporting again. So, and I hope I don't miss anybody. I know Amelia love Ariel, and you still got her question. So she asked you with Princess. Look, she didn't say what princess, but if you're looking for a prince or a king, then I'm gonna have to tell you right now, Beauty and the Beast. I like that story. I like the
Yeah,
story,
Beauty
so
and
that's the one.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
like that story, and that's the one I will go with. Just the fact that Big Jack, not that I'm a beast, but at the same time, I just like the fact that the character went. And it was funny. This is funny, real quick. We went to a show. It was more like a dinner theater type show, and it was Beauty and the Beast. And the guy was dressed as the Beast the whole show. And then when he took the costume off, and it was just his regular self, everybody was like, "Put the costume back on." That guy was horrible. It was terrible. He was like,
Right,
"Put
no.
the costume back on." He looked way better as the Beast. When he took
Oh
that
no.
costume off, it was like, man.
Put it
And
back
look,
on. Put it back on.
I ain't gonna win Mr. America, nothing like that. So I ain't stressing and tripping. But at the same time, they was like, "Man, put your suit back on." That was horrible. That was
Oh
terrible.
man.
Very sad, but I remember it only because I said Beauty and the Beast. So Ariel, if you was talking to me, even though you said princess, I know you weren't talking to me. But the Beast is the person because all the other ones I think was weak. All the Prince Charmings and all of that, to me, they only showed up at the end, do a kiss, and they rolled off. They ain't do nothing. Like, what you do the whole movie, the whole show? You didn't do anything to the end. So like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So Boogie, if you, because I don't even know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but if you was talking to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self now that you a little bit older than 20, maybe?
Oh, really good question. Know, recognize the value in who you are, just being you without having to do things for people. Meaning, and okay, just to expand on that or expound on that is, I think I've had to learn sometimes it's deep, but sometimes I feel people feel worthy when they're doing things for someone rather than just being who they are and knowing that they're worthy as who they are, and not feeling like you have to uh do this and that for a person or fix anyone to be worthy. Like, you're just worthy as who you are.
Mm.
That's what I would tell myself.
No,
20-year-old self.
that's good stuff right there. I mean, you're right. A lot of people need someone else to validate who they are. You need somebody else to pat you on your back and tell you what a job, you did a good job, whatever.
Right.
And that's you gotta love yourself 100%.
Yeah.
You gotta love yourself. You can't even love others until you learn to love yourself. You just
Yeah.
can't, because that's the first part is, to love others as you love yourself. So I couldn't love you if I don't know how to love myself. So that's the big part. So
Yeah.
good advice, great advice to
Thank you.
give yourself or a 20-year-old anything is, you got to love yourself. And whatever you're doing, I mean, and I'm not adding on to your advice, but whatever you're doing, if you could look yourself in the mirror and said, I did my best.
Yeah.
I did my best. That's all it is. I did my best. And be honest with yourself. That's a lot of times we lie to ourselves. Like, my mirror is the biggest liar in the world. I look at my mirror now and I'll be like, well, it's not that bad. I'm not that big. And then I see myself on film. I'm like, oh God, there we go. So like, yeah.
Me too, though.
Yeah, so my mirror is like the biggest liar out there. So I'm like, ah. So, but no, being honest with yourself and saying, hey, check it out. I could do much better than that. I didn't give my all or whatever, and that's where a lot of people make, I don't say they make a mistake, but it's just like, you're only giving out half, or you play up to your competition. I'm saying you should be striving for your best. You should be striving to be, they say, shoot for the moon so you can fall amongst the stars. So if I don't make it to the moon, at least I'll come down around the stars.
Right.
A lot of us, and I was like that as a student in college. I just wanted a C. Like, this is average. You're just one step away from a D. I mean, that's not a good place to be. So try to get the A, and if
Right.
nothing else, you might fall into a B or a C. But now I was like, yeah, I'll just be an average student, and that's where a lot of people make their mistakes. So you don't just want to be average. And I think your mom put something out. I want to say your mom. It is your mom. Yeah. So yeah. But I don't want to call out, but it said that is so true. After God love you, and 100%, you have to. And that is the combination. That is and a lot of people, we miss that. Even in relationships, we give all our all to that other person and never loved yourself. And it's like, wow, wait a minute. So then it's like you're mad at yourself because you're like, I gave up all these years. Like, yeah, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. To the point I pay myself.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to even I think loving yourself also is important too, so you could better receive love from people too. Like, receive healthy love too, especially.
Yeah.
Because now you love yourself enough to say, hey, I deserve this, or you're not sabotaging it, or whatever the case may be. Like, you're saying, no, this is good. I accept this, No,
and that 100%. That's good information, good fact. So the thing is, and I know Q Barnes put out there, we was right on the area, but because he, to get to your height, what advice did you give? And the thing is, because you're way ahead of, I don't know, and I'm sure you know it. See, that's the big thing. Because see, we don't want to act like we know it, because then people, they conceited. They like, no, I'm just me. I'm just me. I know I can write poetry. I know I wrote this. I know I did that, and I'm just being me. And because of that, it is what it is. And that's the part that makes it fun. That's what makes this fun. I'm glad I'm able to sit here and chit chat with you, only because of the fact that I like your spirit. I've seen it throughout other channels and all of that. And I'm like, okay, if I was hanging out with a group of YouTubers, Boogie be one of them I would hang out with, type thing. You know what I'm saying? But
thank you.
You had to come to the old folks' place with me. But
no.
I'm just joking. So also Ravishing is out there. Amelia Loves Ariel is out there. Gen X is in the house. So hey, Gen X, and thank you for being here. Mama Bowman is out there. If we're missing anybody, again, it's not personal. Magic is out there, and Sharon Jackson, Niecy Jackson, Fishy Things is still here hanging with us, and we appreciate it. The 5Gs is in the house. What's up? Q Barnes is hanging out there with me, and I appreciate that. B 2075, we're almost there, 2075. Rodney and Melissa is in the house, and we're still going up and going up and going up and going up. So we have Boogie Time on here with us. And she said Boogie was a name for a while. It ain't like it just came up. It was not a YouTube name. Yeah. But I got a challenge for those who are out in the chat. So it's got a challenge for y'all out there. So let me see if I can get it there. Make sure I can get it. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry. And it's not working. So that's okay. So that's not what I was trying to do. So give me a second. So I apologize to you. Oh. All right, so there it is. So I have an after show, but I need help from everybody. Because during the after show, I had my man Walt come on the stage with me. Walt needs a channel name. He needs a name. So everybody that's been watching for the last couple of episodes, if you can find a name for Walt, put it in the chat. And then so you don't have to have it today, but we'll collect all the different names that people put out there, and if you got one for them, and we're gonna on the April We Be Jamming Live, we're gonna pick a name, and Walt's gonna get his name. So B said the man, the legend. So there it is already. So so Walt needs his name. He's just coming up on the stage as Walt. Because what happened, Boogie, and I hope that you can stay with us. We have the show, and then we have the after show. Right. And then during the after show, we get a little bit deeper in the conversation because it's the after show. So it's just, and where that concept came from, for those who didn't know, is we used to go to parties. And we went to a party, and before the party was even over, everybody was saying, where's the after party? Right. So and you knew the after party was just like, because I wasn't finished partying, but wherever you was at, like you don't have to go home, but you got to get out of here. So then we was always looking for where's the after party. So and that's where we got that concept of the after show. But it does allow us to put other people on the stage, and we have a little deeper conversation in that. And my man Walt, QB, been on the stage. There's a couple other people out here that's been on the stage, and they come out and we just have a panel discussion. So, but today that was one of those things. But Walt needs a name, and it's not going to be Walt Disney. So Ariel, don't put it out there, or Amelia, don't put it out there. It will not be Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
So, yeah.
That's a good one.
So, and Mama Bowman said, like the live. So if you haven't liked the live, and you know what Osho Ravishing would say if she was up here, like the live. Like the live. Yeah, so
that was good.
Yeah. So right, they said, Boogie, you haven't given her your name yet. So you got to drop that name for Ariel on Amelia.
Oh, I would say what Beauty? You said Beauty and the Beast, so I would say that's Belle, right? Her name.
Belle.
Yes,
that's
Belle. Yes.
Belle was a good character. I like Belle.
Yeah.
So there you go. Amelia, she said Belle will be the character she would want somebody to cast. So Belle was a good character. Belle. Yeah. One, she liked to read books. She, she took care of her family. Yep. She had compassion. I like that. She wasn't at no time was she like in distress. She was like, she went in there like, hey, wait a minute. Take me, don't take my father. Yeah, she had a good character. I like that. See, you don't think I watch these. I watch all these movies.
You don't remind me.
I like to break down the movie. Yeah, I like to break down the movie. Lashana Success is in the house, and we thank you, Lashana, for being here. Yeah. So, but I'm having fun here with Boogie, and I think we got one more shout out video, and then we're gonna go into the after show. And I want to say I got it. Let me see. Well, we did that one. We did that one. This is one of the hardest things about running a show. So for those who don't know and want to know, I want to do my own show. Coming up with things like the little commercial breaks and all that, you want to keep them up to date. And that's one of the biggest things, is trying to keep it all up to date and trying to keep it, because you could just get on here and we could just talk back and forth. But it's like, I want you to have that experience of like I was watching a show. I had the intermissions, I had the breaks, and I had the this, and without being fake. And I don't want it to be fake, but I do appreciate everyone who has been here supporting. I don't even know what episode this is. I mean, this I think we're like, I want to say it's like maybe 30. I think we may be at 30. I want to say we're around in that neighborhood. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to do this quick commercial break, shout out break, and then you sideways, and then we'll come back in 1 second. So give me 1 second. All right, we're back on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. Your man Big Jack, and we're getting ready to go into the after show. And and y'all seen that the hashtag Grow and Glow Together. So the Grow and Glow is my community. Grow and Glow Together is my community. Put that hashtag Grow and Glow Together down in the chat and get your name entered into the end of month giveaway. And that's how you do it. So put it in the chat here, or put it in the link afterwards or after the show, and that'll get you added in. So Boogie, can you hang with me for a little while?
Yeah,
for the after
sure.
show? All right, not a problem. I appreciate it. And we're gonna get that set up for the after show and get it knocked out. But I had a really good time. I mean, hanging with you, and it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better now. So yeah, so give me 1 second. So we got you see that the logo just changed. We're in the after show right now. Don't have to go nowhere. Everything is just flipped over. And we're going to welcome to the show. And let's see if we can see real quick. All right. So here we are back at the Iron Shopping and Iron After Show. And I'm your man, Big Jack. And my man came on and dropped off for me, and now he's back.
Hey,
I don't see it. But I love the name. I was laughing when I saw it. It says, I need the name LOL.
Oh, man. How you doing, Boogie? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing well. Hey, Jack, man, it's like right around this time, man. It's like I always push a button and just delete myself from the stage, man. So,
look, I hyped you up, too. I hyped you up and had you
man, I appreciate it, man. I'm, not saying I deserve it, but I definitely appreciate
you. So no, it's all good. So Walt, we're here on the after show. We got Boogie Time up here, and I don't know if you heard or if you was listening in.
Yes.
So I know that Boogie said a lot of things. Anthony My Time just popped up in the chat. He's down there. So hey, Anthony My Time. So Walt, what did you take? What's your take on the show so far?
Well, I feel like I haven't done enough in my life, man. I feel like I've been jiving, man, my whole life, man. I thought I'd done some things and accomplished some things, and I'm not one to compare myself to others, but good gracious, Boogie, you've been busy, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hey, look, I appreciate you grinding your hustle. So, and then, you think you know a guy, and you find out that this guy has written a play, and and every day is something new with this guy. It's something new.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So hey, I sit back and listen, and I learn a lot. So thank you both. Appreciate you having me, Big Jack. And hey man, couple things. One, pineapple does go on pizza. Let's start. I like veggie pizza. I like it. So my wife and I, we get the half veggie, half sausage, pepperoni. Of course, I'll sneak a piece of hers because I'm not anti-sausage and pepperoni. But I get a veggie with the pineapple, man. The pineapple does go on pizza. Just letting you know. I'm just saying. So don't judge me. I'm just letting you know I like pizza. Also, Always and Forever, classic song. And I found out back in the day, you're talking about cassette tapes. Back at King's Dominion. So King's Dominion is an amusement park down outside for people who don't know. And you used to go into the recording booth and you record a song. and it's kind of like karaoke before karaoke,
Mhm.
and they play it out to the whole park. And man, thank God cassette tapes pop, because I tried to sing the song from Risky Business with Tom Cruise,
Footloose.
records off the shelf.
Uh,
Oh my God, man! And I thought I was getting it, man. I thought I was killing it until I heard it, and I'm like, wow! And it for the whole park. And I just ripped the tape right there, man. I just pulled the cassette right there, man. Right. So thank God they didn't have digital recordings back then, man, because good gracious, man, it was terrible, man. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
I realized I was terrible at singing.
yeah. That's a whole thing right there. You think, like I say, you think you're doing something until you listen to it, watch it, or whatever. And like, oh, wait, that was terrible.
Hey, bro,
So,
in my mind, I was singing, but clearly I wasn't. So hey,
yeah.
Boogie, hey, look, I got to tell you, Boogie, I had the name. I figured it's okay. She's got rhythm. She can dance, because nobody, the kid Boogie, or gives the nickname Boogie without that being able to dance. The poetry piece, Silky Slim, Uptown Saturday Night. That's my man. Never before have so few owed so much to so many. Thank you for coming out. Never before have so few owed so much to so many. Good night. That's Unlocked by Silky Slim, Uptown Saturday Night. One of my favorite movies. Boogie, you have done it all. What haven't you done? Do you, I mean, what's next? So, the play?
I just want to continue. I want to continue. Me and Also Ravishing here in the chat have a Love Talk podcast show on Sundays. So
check that out.
I'm really excited about that. The time is flying. I think we've probably had about 5-6 episodes already, but it's been great learning and growing together. So I'm looking forward to that taking off. It's cool having a podcast. I have a podcast on Wednesdays as well, Winging It with Positivity.
Okay.
But I'm just hoping to just like continue growing in the podcast world and content creation and seeing where that takes me.
Cool.
That's like my thing right now.
Winging it with positivity.
Yes.
I got to tell you, when you said that earlier, just trying to figure it out. You don't have to have all the answers. So I'm proud of you for that. And Jack, same with you, because like, everybody's like, has to get these perfect conditions to start. And you guys are great examples. And Jack, some of your other guests as well, of people just basically taking a step.
You gotta go.
It's like driving a car down the street. You can't see past your headlights, right? Like on a motorcycle, never override your headlights.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just stay within that pocket, you'll see what you need to see, and you can figure it out on the way. So that's great. And it takes a lot of courage to do it, and more courage to admit that. So good for you. Because Lord knows I'm trying to figure it out. When Jack told me to asked me if I wanted to get on the show, I'm like, man, okay.
But look, I'll tell you, I'm not in competition with anybody out here, right? Now, you know me. I'm not in competition. They put their Sunday show right in front of mine.
Okay.
So I got to step my game up, because I'm like, Boogie also is that, like the person gets on the stage and they like, how I'm going to follow this act?
I forget what they call that in TV land, but man, what do they call that when the show before comes on? You got a new show coming on, and they put it right after whatever the hit show is. I forget
I don't know what they call it, but I know it's pressure. They call it pressure.
You live in the pressure.
They call it pressure.
Hey,
no.
Let him fool you. He loves pressure.
The only thing the only issue, I don't have an issue with it. Don't ever get me wrong with that, Boogie. Is I can't support you like I want to, because it takes me time to prep for mine. Right. So you'll see me pop in, and I have to pop out only because we're right in front of each other. So it's like almost like we're in a studio, and I can see you on the stage, and I'll pop in, but I need to go get ready for the show. So that is the only thing that I would say the disappointment part. I love y'all show. I love the conversation that I hear, but I can't support the whole show only because I got the show right in front of you. So it makes it a little tougher sometimes.
So that's the Sunday show is just before your show?
Yeah, yes. Sir.
So give me the topic. What is that about? Tell me about the show.
Love Talk. So it's a show on relationships, marriage, and even singleness. It's interesting. It's a cool dynamic because me and Also Ravishing, I'm single, she's married, so it's kind of like you get to have both perspectives. So I think that's the most exciting part of it, because there's things to learn from each other and different perspectives to share. And we have like cool guests, that have their own experiences. Many of them that are matter of fact, Miss Do It Yourself, who is here in the chat, she's our next guest. So we're gonna be sitting with her on Sunday. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm learning. I'm taking notes because I ain't no pro at this love stuff, so I'm winging it on Love Talk too. But we doing it.
Anyone who tells you they are a pro at this love stuff or marriage in particular, they are a liar. The truth's not in them, and their feet stink. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm about to say the same. That's the biggest lie ever told. There's no experts in this thing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when Jack talked about the Masters coming up, the golf tournament, and people always ask me, man, why are you so hooked on golf, man? And or either I'm going to start playing golf. What do you think? And the first question, Jack will tell you, the first question I ask him, have you ever been in love with a person you can't stand? If you can't be in love with a person you can't stand to play golf. Trust me, because it will break your heart. It will break your heart.
That's what we say. It's like being in love with a person you can't stand.
I mean, you figured it all out today. You got everything straight. You come home and the mailman is sitting in your living room one more day. I'm like, we just straightened this out yesterday. What happened? But here he is today. It's just like life just comes at you. In golf, hard times builds character, but golf will reveal it. So that's why, and it's like being in love. It's like relationships, marriage, love, trying to figure it out, trying to understand, where you fit in and who you need to be without losing yourself, but still bringing something to the table. That's a heck of a challenge, but I enjoy it. I'd probably be dead if I wasn't married by now. If I weren't married, I'd probably be done. I'd probably be broken dead by now.
I've been divorced and remarried, and I know this is not love talk. This is the Iron Sharpening Iron. This is after show. But it's a deeper conversation. I always say we go where the show take us. But the thing is, and people are like, why did you get back into it? And some people, I enjoyed being married. I really did. Every day wasn't a bad day in my first marriage, and I'm loving my second marriage. But like Walt made the comments like golf, because we sit out there like, I can't stand you. I can't stand you. I can't stand you. I'll see you tomorrow. That's
Man, I hate this game.
Let me get my tea time for tomorrow, because I'll be back out here tomorrow, because I love this game. I love this game. You got to
figure it out, and that's the beauty of it all. But it's like it really, well, like I ride a motorcycle. Rode a motorcycle cross country last year before last. But even riding a motorcycle, playing golf, there's things in life that introduce you to yourself, and it will challenge you to the point to make you really understand who you are. It'll make you come out of your comfort zone, and so you can try to figure out who you really are. And I gotta tell you, sometimes when you look at that man or that woman in the mirror, sometimes you don't like what you see, So and if you don't address that, if you don't, that shadow part of you that everybody tries to suppress, if you don't get through that, if you don't deal with that part right there, it will destroy you. So if you don't go to your mess and deal with your mess, and your mess comes to you, your mess coming to you will stay with you for the rest of your life, for much longer than if you go to it. It's easy to walk to a fight than run from it. So you got to walk to it. So that your show, I'm sure that does, answer those questions and have those topics, and that's a beautiful thing. That's
good.
That's good. Yeah. So for those who don't know, it's what's the name? Love Talk. It's on Sundays.
Yes.
It has to be 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
And I forgot that, what is it, 5 p.m. Central? Is
5 p.m. Central, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my time zones right.
Me too.
So 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you're still out there, also if you're in there, put that in the chat so people can see when your next show coming up. And I know I'll be on the show, I want to say in June. I believe it's
you are. Yes. Yep.
So Big Jack will be on Love Talk in
yes.
June. So 100%. And
looking forward to that.
yeah, but we're gonna have some fun because I don't know nothing about that game either. So I'm learning every day. But you thought you had it. You thought you knew what you was talking about. You thought you was the master. And the thing is, and one of the things that I mentioned, even that's why I was saying you had to learn, because when I went through my divorce, is when me and I had the hardest time with my calling at that time because I was a pastor. I was pastoring a church. So I pastored a church and I went through a divorce. And I had the hardest time because it was like, how can you get in front of people and help them keep their relationships and build their relationship, and you couldn't keep your own? And that was the biggest struggle I had, trying to figure out, should I even be up here? And that's one of those things where, as Walt said, you got to address your mess or it will come up and it'll put yourself, so that's one of the things a lot of people, they miss that. Yeah. Go ahead. So I'm sorry, Walt.
No, I'm saying to tap you on your shoulder.
Oh yeah. I'm here. Hey, how you doing? So it was just one of those things that, you learn as you grow. And I'll tell my kids, and if he's still out there, he'll tell you for sure, I've been your age. You just ain't been mine. And that's me and Walt's relationship right there. He's been my age. I just ain't been his. So the things that we face and the things that we're sharing is not to try to say we're way beyond you and you listen to it. No, it's the fact that we've been your age. So the things that you face, it ain't changed since the cassette tape. We all remember the cassette tape.
Hey Jack, what did it say? Never follow a bad shot or bad decision with a stupid shot or stupid decision. I mean, that's just it. I mean, so when we all make mistakes, right? I mean, anybody who tells you they haven't made a mistake, it's only because they've never done anything. They played the safe whole life. Yeah. So I don't even talk. I don't even entertain them, But the person that comes in there, like we'll have the expression go, Rev, thank God I don't look like my mess. What is that? Is that how it goes?
Yeah. What I've been through.
Yeah.
Like I run into people now at 61 years old, and I have conversations with guys, and I'll be like, bro, in spite of myself, I'm still here. You know what I mean? In spite of myself, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, like talking about heaven, man. Maybe I'm hoping if I can get there on Sundays and park cars on the weekends and in heaven, I'm fine right now, because it's like you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, you try to do the right thing, and you don't even know how it's going to have, what kind of effect it's going to have until you get through it. So, and in this world, you guys are super bold because everything is documented.
Oh
yeah.
Everything is documented.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like before, if you weren't there, you could talk about it, but you don't really know, but now you just go back into the clips and it's there. So
I got receipts. They got the receipts.
So Ice-T, the rapper, right?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Talked about him when he did one of the rap movies back in the day, and they talked about his outfit and how crazy he looked and yada yada. This was early '80s rap,
Okay.
And he made long before your time, way before your time. And he made a statement. He said, "Yeah, that's what I had on. All I want to know is what did you have on back then?" I mean, and you think of some of the outfits we wore back then, some of the things, some of the styles, stuff we've been through. I mean, so some of the opinions, you outgrow your opinions, you outgrow, and you mature. So that's great. So I appreciate you being out there. You definitely put yourself on the front line.
So, Boogie, have you ever thought about doing like a book tour or something like that?
That would be awesome. I really need to. That's one thing I want to step up this year too. I think I'm always working on a few different things, but I think I really want to step up the marketing and advertising of my books and stuff. So a book tour would be great. Especially, I mean, I'm typically proud of all my books, but this book, Her Psalms, my latest book, is really, I really could see that happening if I really, put the time in and figured out that process. I would be open to it.
Speaking of you can see that happening. I mean, how come I can't see your book like in the background right now? Just asking for a friend.
You're right.
Put that book up. Put it up.
You're right.
Yeah, stand it up.
go grab it.
Oh yeah. Look, you can step off stage and go get your book and go ahead and get
All right,
your
I'll
book.
be right back.
Yeah, go step off.
Look
Shoot.
up there.
Heck yeah. Thanks,
Jack,
Walt, for
what's happening,
suggesting
bro?
that.
What you doing, man? You good?
Huh? Oh
Man,
man, you know,
look,
life is
baby, you know, yeah, don't call me. It's raining. I know I can't help. No, I can't come. No, I can't be there. There it is. Let me see what you got, Boogie.
Here we go here.
Thank you so
oh
much.
there it is.
It's a
There it
proof
is.
copy here, but this
Thank
is a
That's
first
the book.
home here.
And
All
where can
right.
we get this book?
Amazon.
Okay, so it's on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And I know they put the link down in the chat. So
Okay.
matter of fact, B put it back up there again
yeah.
for
There you
those
go.
that's in the chat. So
Man,
yeah.
B is on it. B is on it, man.
B, I'm telling you, B is
the
better than
production
Nightbot.
manager.
Yeah,
B
B
is the
is better
production.
than Nightbot. And I look,
B
Yeah,
is on
much
it.
B, yeah,
respect, much respect for B.
yeah, B, no joke. Thank you,
B
B.
is on it.
B is on it. So we appreciate B and all that you're doing out there. If I could slip you a file or something in the next cake I send you straight. We're gonna take care of you, you know. So, but 2075 ain't that far away. But now we can get the book. We can get the book on Amazon.
Amazon.
So
Yeah.
Amazon. Okay,
I
sounds
got a
good.
question for you.
Yeah.
So you self-published the book. I know that makes it easier now than it used to be.
Yeah.
My question to you is: at what point do you say, "Okay, I'm going to also put this out in an audio book"? How does that work? Because Amazon has Audible. So how does that go? I mean, like, is that another process altogether? Is that another?
It's I would, I gotta look into that. I know at one point I looked into that before. It is a slightly different process, I believe. I don't know how to do that through Kindle direct publishing, but it's definitely something I'm gonna look into because, especially too with doing podcasts and getting used to using my voice and stuff, I think an audiobook will be good, especially the world we live in now. Not many people always want to sit down and read. They
Well,
listen to stuff on the go. So
like me, I used to, always, I love to read, but once I retired, I listen to audiobooks all day because I can do everything while I'm doing it. And I love audiobooks that are narrated by the author.
yeah,
You get to really hear, you get to really feel and understand what they were going through, So that, I mean, I'm not, again, it's on Amazon. Audible is with Amazon. So, I mean, put it out there. You never know.
yeah,
You
I
look at
will.
You never know because that's just you telling your story, and you definitely have a radio voice, and you are it's when I was listening to the first hour, it's like just talking to the young lady at the whatever you were just talking but you I'm like, wow, she's got an incredible story. I was captivated, so
Thank you.
yeah, so good for you.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
some
I'm
of
gonna do that.
had a hard time getting through 7th grade. So
Well, hey,
reading is fundamental. So audiobooks I need. The audiobook will help me. I will purchase it right now if I had the audio. But like, you got to read it. Like, that's all right. It's okay. I'll wait for the movie.
I like to read. I just don't have the time. Like, I'm on vacation, I'll sit down and read. If I'm, sometimes just sitting down, I'll read. Like, I still use a lot of Kindle stuff. Sometimes I'll get something on Kindle. Sometimes I get it on Amazon. And if I really if something really catches me, I'll purchase it. I'll purchase the hard copy as well.
Yeah.
But hey, the more the merrier. You got
For sure.
audience out there, and that's pretty good. So, and then you have 2 podcasts, 2 advertisers. So don't sell yourself short. You're worthy of all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And you can do it in a way where people don't feel like you just out here just to
Hustling.
sell your
Yeah,
Right.
but at the same time, I'm never gonna knock your hustle. So why not? I mean, use that to your advantage. I mean, and then here's the thing: you will encourage a lot of other people to do what you've done, because think about how many people you have spoken to who said, yeah, I was going to do that. I wanted to do that. How did you do that? And that's a pretty cool thing. So kudos. I mean, and then just to get past the point where you feel like you have something to say that you're confident enough that you have something to say that people want to listen to. So that's the first step when people say, man, I will write a book, but who wants to hear this, right? But here you are with 2 books, 3 books.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
4.
4. Okay, there it is. All right.
She don't even know how many. Got a library.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
the book signing and all that, and then
I need to.
get to put it on the shelf and being Big
Yeah.
Jack say, man, I remember when back in the day it was what, April 9th. Yeah, we had on Jack had on the show, man, and now she's
All right. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy 2 books. I need you to sign them. And that will be the prize giveaway for the We Be Jamming in April. So the 2 winners will get a signed copy of Boogie's newest book. So that's
I
what's
love
going to
it.
happen. So we'll make the connection so we can get the book.
Okay, yeah. Let me.
But
Yep, we can do that.
that would definitely be the gift for the 2 winners for April. We Be Jamming. Will be the signed copy of your latest book. So
That's awesome.
we'll
Thank
do that
you.
right there. Now we'll take care of that. And so thank you. Yeah. So look, because well, I say we all do. We have so many stories and so many things that if we put it on paper, and you do, and Walt, you hit it right on the nail. I mean, the head on the nail right there. That a lot of people don't think. Nobody wants to hear about my story. No one wants to hear about my life. No one here. But it's even if no one else want to hear it, the fact that you put it on paper, you actually put it out there for someone, and you'd be surprised. You really will be surprised how many people will to pick up that book and like, oh, wait a minute, that because it was motivating or whatever, especially if they know that you got multiple books, because now I want to see what the other one was about and the other one's about, so it's like, let me find out, who this person is. And that's very similar to what this show is about, because I can watch your channel, I can go on your channel, I can go on Love Talk, and I can go on Winging It. What's the other one called? Wednesday. Make sure I get it right.
Winging It with Positivity.
Winging It with Positivity. Okay.
Yeah.
Winging It Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
And I might not got to hear about what it was like for you as a child. I might not have heard that you was across the hall from your mom in an apartment. I wouldn't, because this is what we have in these. So people get to see who you are. So now I will buy your book because I learned a little bit more about you. So now I'll go into the book to see what else did you put out there. So that's the motivation. So I'm glad that you was on here. I'm glad that you're here, and it ain't over. So what style of movie do you like? Are you a horror movie, love movie, blah, blah, blah? So which one would you?
Probably. I mean, I used to like comedies a lot, but probably love stuff with comedy in it. Probably lovey stuff. I like Love and Basketball. I like that movie.
Love and Basketball.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Love and Basketball. But was that a comedy?
No, after I said, I'm like, that's not a comedy though. But
I don't remember the funny part.
No, it wasn't funny. Okay. As far as comedies, like I like Coming to America.
Oh yeah.
I liked Friday.
Yeah.
I like what's it called? The movie they made it over the Wayans, but it was like a spoof of different ones, not scary movies. The first one,
oh shoot!
Don't Be a Minute. Well, it was like a long.
Minutes. The society about drinking the juice or something.
Yeah. That's like my father. Like we like comedies and stuff. As far as TV shows, I like Martin. That's my favorite show of all time.
Oh yeah.
So so comedies, but I like love films too. So they wouldn't really necessarily be comedy films though. But as far as the love category, I like Poetic Justice. I like Jason's Lyric. I like Love and Basketball. Stuff with some love going on.
All right.
What about music?
R&B.
R&B. Like
R&B first.
R&B, new school R&B.
Preferably older school R&B, like as far as like 90s.
Okay.
R&B is my favorite. Okay. But I like some early 2000s, some present day. But yeah.
Yeah, that R&B piece, I thought R&B was dead, but listening to on XM, what is that? The XM channel, the R&B channel on XM that Michelle Wright is on, used to be on PGC, Jack.
I don't know the name of it. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, but some pretty good R&B out there,
Yeah. So I'm still back in I like the 70s.
70s.
that 70s Motown. I'm that Motown's type of person, so I like all the Motown.
Yeah.
So you said you can't sing, but you do like to write. In a poem is nothing but a song to music, right? A song is nothing but a poem to music, right?
You said poems. Can you say that again?
Sorry, a song is a poem to music.
Yeah, pretty much. Because the first song I ever wrote was a poem, and I just, I think I might have tweaked a couple things, but basically, I would say that.
Yeah, so you'd be surprised. Somebody might come make some, put some music to it,
Yeah.
Do you go to like poetry nights and stuff like that?
I used to. I haven't in a little while now, but I used to go to open mics and stuff and chill there. There used to be a place that wasn't far from where I used to live.
Okay.
That was really fun.
Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
Walt, I don't know you, but then the last We Be Jamming, Boogie did 2 poems on that, so that's similar to an open mic right there.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
Except hopefully one day we'll get her on there live. She sent me in it, so it was live. She actually recorded the video. That's her recording, but she sent it in as the video, which is it 100 did exactly what it needed to do, and I appreciated the fact that she did it in that way, because it matter of fact, it changed the dynamic of the show, or the We Be Jamming, because now we can actually use video. If we can't get the people on live, we can actually just use the video, because you're still highlighting and showcasing your talent. It's not about you being on the stage doing it. It's just the fact that you're showing us, you're allowing me to highlight you and show your talents and all of your gifts, and I appreciate you being on there for that too. So and once I get the videos, they're mine. So,
that's right.
Once you send them to me, they're mine. So I can use them whenever I want to use them. So I put them in commercial. You put them in commercial clips and everything. So you everywhere. So there you go. So yeah.
Cool.
Next time I'm definitely going to be live though. But I wanted to still be a part of it. So I was like, hey, we're gonna make this work. But I'm gonna be live.
It was huge. You sent it, and I was like, I appreciate that, and I was able to get it in. Like I said, and that's what a lot of people don't catch or understand, the behind the scenes that goes on trying to make these shows work and getting all the pieces together and all, because you wanted to be good. You wanted to flow and have a good flow to it, and some little excitement. So today I tried something different. We actually showed a clip of Boogie before we brought her on the stage. Nice. Just a little different, so we're always trying something different and see if that works or not. And sometimes it's like, that was trash, and then be like, back to the phone board.
The point wasn't trash.
I liked it.
No.
I mean, and that's the thing. So it was cleaner. You don't have to worry about any technical difficulties.
No.
Nobody has to figure out what do I need to do to make my system talk to your system. So it's pretty cool. And then you still have the luxury of having her here.
Right.
Inspired you as a poet. Which poets inspired you?
Inspired me. So I like Maya Angelou.
Okay.
I also had still God rest her soul, Nikki Giovanni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell Jack, you gotta tell him, man. Share that.
Okay.
So first of all, if you laugh, you owe everybody in the audience $1. Let's start with that.
Oh wow!
Look, and I'm not even gonna put pressure on you and tell you to put Q Barnes up, because the look on Q's face alone will make you laugh. Give it to him, Bill.
Look. Nah, you good. I'll give you the fast version, the Cliff Note version of it. But anyway, I'm in college and we're taking this course, and they have a nice college professor teaching the course, and all the ball players taking this course because it was African American literature or something like that. So all of us went up there, and we all sitting in the back of the classroom, and she made us all move up to the front because she was like, okay, you moving up to the front because I know y'all ball players. Like I could tell by your necks, because ain't none of y'all got any. You just got head and shoulders. So there's no neck in there. So we know you're ball players. So they move up to the front, and she gives a bunch of questions and trying to see what we know and what we don't know, and trying to show us that we need to learn. But anyway, the class was nothing that I thought it was going to be like. So I dropped the class, not knowing who the lady was. I don't know who this lady was. But anyway, it was Nikki Giovanni.
Oh,
was on.
wow.
Yeah,
How amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, also that I dropped her class.
Dropped
Like,
the class.
Dang.
But Q, his buddy Q, his best buddy Q, he stayed, right?
oh yeah, Q stayed. Yeah.
Stayed. So when they told that story, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, not only Q, a whole lot of other people. It was like, I'm the only one sitting on the outside looking in like, oh man, I should have stayed in class. Like, as Fred G. Sappin would say, you big dummy.
Big dummy. Come on.
Shout out to Sanford.
Come on, that's what you do.
And the thing is like you don't know what you don't know. And when you don't, I'm not gonna say it just we wasn't exposed to a lot of stuff like that. So you didn't know who these people were. And it was like, you know, if you knew, you would have stayed. If I knew who that was, I would have stayed or whatever. And that once you get in college, and that's saying, you know, anything you do, you should want to do it. And not someone making you do it and someone telling you to do it or whatever. You have to want it, because that's when you're going to receive the gift and the blessing to it. And so they didn't say, hey, you need to stay in this class. Do you know who that is? No one said that. Even when I said I was going to transfer, no one said, dude, you might want to stay. You're in a bigger, better place. You might want to stay. No, I'm like, all right, you think you grow? Find out. And I did. So I went out, and so that find out part was way back in the early 80s. You mess around, you're gonna find out, and that's exactly what happened. So
great life lesson though. Think about the lesson, man. You haven't. Hey, look, you think twice before you walk out on anything now, won't you?
Well, and the thing is, you do your research, and you want to get in, and that's no different in liking somebody's channel or being on their shows or whatever. You do the research and say, hey, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? As said, my wife will say a lot more than I do, but is the juice worth the squeeze? You know what I'm saying? It's like, is it worth the squeeze? Like, I didn't get enough juice for the work I had to go in and get this. It's not even worth it. And then he started thinking, and that's like even being a content creator, whatever. It's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because this is what I like to do. It's worth it. But if I was really trying to pay my bills with this channel, it's like the juice is not worth the squeeze. We're putting way more time in this thing. Like the pay subscription to StreamYard is way more than YouTube is giving me. They have to give me 1 penny, so that I'm not making a nickel on this thing. But it's because of the passion and because of the desire and the fact that I like doing this. That you look over that, because I've definitely paid more in a round of golf than I paid for a stream. Yes.
Easy. You're doing too much right now.
Too much talking.
Golf is very affordable.
Yeah.
And there it is. Hey man, I've been seeing all these golf memes this time of the year, and because of the Masters, and I just saw one before I got on. This guy has his daughter, and I guess he says, look, Daddy has to work Tuesday and Wednesday. But Thursday, that's what we're going to do. And she's like, what, Dad? We're watching golf. Friday and Saturday. And the biggest day is Sunday. She's like, oh, brother, watching golf, But, hey, this is it. This is it. Now, my wife is a basketball junkie, so she just got through March Madness, so.
Yep.
I get to watch the Masters,
The
so
Masters.
Cool.
The Masters. A lot of people don't get it, but you got to be able to watch the Masters, because it's just a whole different feeling. It's a whole different world. And like I say, having the opportunity to actually be out there on that course and walk around and to be there was amazing, for that one time. But it's pretty cool. It really was.
That was wifey, man. Hey, look, you got the wife of the year on that one, buddy.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, man.
She said, when it was funny when she told me about the ticket, she was like, you don't sound excited. I'm like, well, I'm still sitting here shocked at the fact that you said you got Sunday tickets to the Masters.
When you told me, man.
Yeah.
When you told me.
Like Sunday tickets to the Masters.
Like 2 years before, right?
Yeah. No, it was a year before.
It was a year before, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember it was like the last one, and then like, man, it's a whole year, but man, that was
Yeah, to have the ticket and you just now you got to wait for it to get there, and then like we're
Yeah.
going down and we're going to do this, we're going to. And it was a
Yeah,
blast.
man.
So I'm
Big
super
deal.
excited about it. So,
Yeah.
Boogie, I don't think you're a golfer. You don't like golf, huh?
I don't know much about it, so I can't say. Like I've seen it around, but no, I don't know too much about it to say. You know,
Okay.
Stay away from it. Stay away from it.
stay
Yeah.
away from it.
Yeah.
It'll
It's
ruin
I
you.
see a
addictive.
lot of it in Myrtle Beach. Y'all ever
Yeah.
played out there?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
man.
worse. It's worse than any drug. Any
Oh
drug out
yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yeah, they put
I'm scared.
they hook you, they get you hooked on golf to get you off of drugs because you can't afford to do both.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
It's like, man,
That look.
I tell you what, I just remember, like the dumbest sport in the world. And then it's like, man, I'm trying to figure it out. And now what you got to understand is in today's time, with the television and the high def and the 4K and all that good stuff, it's like, wow, it's just like a different game, So yeah, it's pretty cool. And even without Tiger, you still got some great golfers out there, a lot of talent, and it's a wonderful game. But so you said you gave me Nikki, you gave me Maya, you gave me. So at what point did you say, you know what, like? When did you share your poetry with the world? Like, I mean, I know you were writing poems. You probably had a journal as a young lady.
Right.
So when did you share your poetry? What's his name? Just tell me his name. What's his name?
No, no. That's good. No, I actually shared it probably about maybe about 8 years ago
Oh wow.
at
Okay.
open mic. Cause my friend the Hopeful Hustle, who he has a YouTube channel also, he does poetry, and he told me about this event, and he was doing it. He was in the actual poetry slam at the time.
Okay.
And I had already like been writing poetry, and I had did some music songwriting by that point. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna read it out. So I read it out at that event where he was performing.
People received it well.
Yeah, it was a really nice community. Great people. Yeah, like you felt. I don't think I could have been at a better place to start reading poetry. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Now that is cool. So now, Boogie, you're gonna have to introduce the poetry world to the We Be Jamming Live, letting them know that they have a stage now. So you gotta let them know, because we need more and more people to come on.
I will.
So definitely share with your poetry community that there's a place that they can come, and it's a safe place. We're not, like, I can't sing, I don't do poetry, and I just like putting it all together. Now I was like putting the people on the stage and enjoying myself. So you're definitely in a safe spot, or they're in a safe spot. So that's all. Well, anyway, if you're out there, you're a singer or a comedian or poetry, the only thing we ask you to do is keep it clean. Keep it clean. Because my mama in the chat. So I don't want to explain to her that my bad friends and their nasty mouths and all that other stuff. So, but no, for real, that's the only thing, because we try to keep it clean, a safe space for everybody, so we can enjoy ourselves and have some fun. So Q put in there a couple of people, so that's inspiring him. So he said James Baldwin and Langston Hughes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also great too.
But you know who one of my favorite poets was Gil Scott Heron.
Yeah.
And my buddies, they just did a show in honor of him last Saturday. I missed it. But when I listened to his music from the 70s, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, H2O Gate Blues. And as a young kid, because you got to figure, I'm born in 63, so his stuff came out like 74, 5, so I'm 10, 11 years old. When I'm listening to it, especially during the Watergate time, the Watergate era, H2O Gate Blues, if you ever get a chance, listen to that. I mean, it's just like a history lesson. And it's kind of like today's Hamilton. Like I love Hamilton. That was I listened to the soundtrack a year before I went to see the play.
Right.
And I got to see it at the Kennedy Center. And like if I were a kid listening to Hamilton, I probably would have been much more interested in American history, because the way they break that down, and it just grabs you. So poetry you know, the rhythm has a way of grabbing you, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I love poetry, you know, and it's the stuff that I don't understand or I don't grasp at first. I really like, okay, I gotta listen to this again. I gotta, you know,
Mhm.
and then you get the double entendres, and then you get, you know, all the other stuff that, you know, and it's like, wow, man, that's deep. You know, that's
Yep.
really deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
Nah.
deep. So it's cool because it's still poetry. Still makes you think.
Yeah, it does. It
Any
does.
work you have to turn your brain on to understand poetry, and that's what I love about it. You know.
Nah.
Yeah.
And it is. That's good. Because Walt, you mentioned Hamilton, and I seen it in New York. We was in New York when he seen
Mhm.
it, and then two of my sons saw it in London. So they actually went
Wow.
over and saw it in London.
Right.
But it wasn't until that play that I actually watched the same, saw the play, that I realized that Hamilton wasn't the president.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Uh,
let me ask you a couple things. Was Lin Manuel in either one of those productions?
the one in New York,
He
yes.
was in New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was in New York.
And
Yeah.
that's weird, man. I mean, it's weird, but
Now the thing
like
is,
you
look,
just
let me
assume
tell you,
he was the
except for
president.
Ben Franklin, I'm just look.
Mhm.
I already told you the seventh grade story, so no, but no, yeah, but because I was always associating a president with the money,
Money, right?
and because he did make the money,
Mm-hmm.
it was like,
Right.
well, except for Ben Franklin, I knew
Right.
Ben Franklin wasn't, but for the rest of them, they
Yeah,
were presidents. And then when I
Mhm.
was sitting there looking at the play, and I'm like,
yeah,
and
man.
they singing a song, "Never Gonna Be President." I'm like,
Never gonna be president now. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sitting there like, well, wait a minute. And I'm sitting there, look, I got like, I'm all listening there, going like, well, that's a big lie. He getting ready to be president. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then they're
man.
like, wait a minute, he dead. Wait a minute, he ain't get to be president. So what
Yeah.
we
That was
well,
a
shoot.
heck of a play,
Oh
man.
yeah, it
I
was
still listen
definitely a
to the
great.
soundtrack
Yeah.
now, and like I said, I listened to that thing a good year before it even came to DC, and yeah, paid a pretty penny for those tickets. And hey man, you know, and I took my wife for her birthday. Thank God she wanted to see the play too, right? Because
Right.
everybody's like, man, you taking your wife to see Hamilton on her birthday, and you want to see the play? I said, nah, man, you know, I'm taking her. You know, I was just like, but it's funny because we always say, you know, you never buy a woman a household product, right, for a birthday, right? So I said, man, you know, look, at least I didn't buy a vacuum cleaner or a dishwasher. And then like, man, you could probably be homeless before it's all over. But she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. I mean, we enjoyed it. It was,
That was a good play. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
mean,
was good.
I really,
Just like
I like plays because
yeah,
of the fact that I mean, I did write one. I did write one
I
Mhm.
play.
heard that, man. What
So
was the
yeah,
name of
yeah.
the thing?
Playwright.
Huh?
What was the
I
name
said
of
you put playwright there.
All I want for Christmas. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
All I want for
it? So
Christmas. And
let
yes,
me ask both of you, what was the first play? It could have been in Playhouse, could have been in neighborhood. I mean, other than like that you had to buy a ticket for, someone had to buy a ticket for. I'm not saying like the school 12th grade spring play. I'm saying like the first professionally done play. I first thing I saw was Cabaret at the Playhouse right there on 29, Jack, up and going towards Columbia.
yeah.
That was my first play that I saw, man. And I just remember, man, that live performance just always stuck with me, man. I've always liked plays since then, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I think the first play. I know I've seen a couple plays, but I can't remember one of the plays' names. But I know I seen a Medea play in person.
Okay.
I think it was the Medea's Big Happy Family. I believe it was that one.
Mhm.
I believe that was the play. But I've seen something else too. I've seen because like, but I can't remember the name. But yeah, I remember that one specifically because we were enjoying Medea a lot at that point.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Jack?
You know what? I can't really tell you what was the first one. I know my mom used to tell me stories that she was in a play, and that probably was more inspiring than anything to say, hey, to write something that people would sit there and watch. I think she was in Wizard of Oz when she was younger, and so that was one of the things that I was like, turned on at watching people act it out and things like that. So that was something that it was always inspiring, but it wasn't until college. So when we got to college, none of us had cable.
Oh
so
yeah. Oh,
so now
yeah.
you got to entertain yourself
Now
in
you
other
gotta
ways. So
get-
so we were able to entertain entertain ourselves in different ways, and that was one of the ways to entertain ourselves was to actually put the play together. Matter of fact, and Pearl. So she said Wizard of Oz and Pearl. Is it Pearl? Yeah. Or Parlay. Yeah. Is it? I can't see it now. Pearly. Yeah, Pearly. Okay, Pearly. I see it. Yeah. So, but and that was more the inspiration to it. So, and I've seen a lot of now Broadway plays and things. So I like going out there and watching. But I'd seen The Lion King when it was in DC. So Kennedy Center was The Lion King, and and Hamilton and Frozen, and I mean we can go up and down the list of all the different ones because I just like the live shows. I really I prefer to sit and watch a live show over a movie or something like that 1,000 times. But it's just because you're just watching watching the same people go and change costumes and do all the behind the scenes and make this thing roll and keep moving. And, and it's like in this record time, they didn't change 3 or 4 times and this and that. And I'm like, that's straight amazing, to see them do it. And a lot of people, and I like to sit in the balcony, but I sit in the balcony to the side so I can see behind the curtain. So that's the seat that I like. I can see the behind the scenes of what's going on. So that's more,
scrambling before they hit their mark.
Oh yeah, before that curtain go up. And then the thing is, it's almost like having this show. The curtain, the show must go on. So and you got to be ready for whatever's next. So live is just live. There's no editing, there's no cut, and we're gonna redo it. It's like if you trip, you trip. If you slip, you slip. If you say something, we gotta go. We gotta keep going with the show. So Boogie gotta go get her book. We gotta keep on going.
Speaking of
Moses was really good.
Speaking of live performances with a name like Boogie, and I'm 61, I'm guessing it probably started like this. Boogie, come here, baby, and show us this latest dance.
You would think that.
That wasn't it?
No.
Oh, man, okay, I had it wrong.
I give a Boogie on sometimes, but no, it didn't go.
The grown folks down in the basement, all the kids upstairs, and it's like, hey, they call you down there to show them the dance, man, and it's like,
Well, I mean, me and my cousin, like we were friends with this girl in the neighborhood, so we thought we were like little stars. At one point, we were dancing to some Destiny Child music back then. So we had it was like we had our own little tour then, and I used to have my own little solo part. But that was probably the most dancing I did. And, I'll dance a little bit at home. But the boogie really came from just a nickname because my name's Shayla, so they would say Shay Boogie, and I just liked it, so I just kept the boogie part and been rocking with it ever since.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Because when I hear it now, because of the time where you don't put Boogie Time in front of it, then it's like, but Boogie, all I'm thinking is the Minions. Despicable Me at the end when they singing Boogie Fever.
And I forgot you were a Minions fan, then weren't you, Jack?
Oh man, I love the Minions, man. Woo, good. Yeah. My head covers on my golf clubs of the Minions. Yeah, but the only reason because like we were talking about with golf, and I think of their theme song, "I'm having a bad day." So I got the Minions on here, like I'm having a bad day. Because I don't play that good. I don't know how to play, but I love the game. So shucks.
Shucks.
Yeah, whatever. Look, I play well enough to come back and play again tomorrow. Nobody's gonna pay me to play this game, that's for sure.
I got to say because it's getting big, it's getting high.
It's getting thick in here, right? It's getting thick in here. It says, amazing watching actors in theater is very true. If you mess up and decide, you learn to move on. And that's the whole thing.
That's right.
And that's what we do here. I mean, when we're live on these shows,
right.
You just got to keep on moving. You don't get that, cut and try it again. So, yeah, thank you, Cindy. That was definitely, as a reporter, Nick is named Boogie, like L Boogie. Yeah, and that. So Boogie is a popular name. So now you do a night show as well, don't you, Boogie? Sometimes.
Boogie Nights, yeah.
Boogie Nights. Yeah, she got a show called Boogie Nights. Yeah.
I need to start. Yeah, thank you for that lovely logo. So I'm trying to do more live streams. So lately I've been just kind of letting a stream replay.
Mhm.
But you stuff all that's relative to my channel though. Like I had poetry replay and restream during the Boogie Night segment. I had music play that I wrote. So it's just a variety of the things I like to do that's right now on Boogie Nights. And last night I was talking for a little bit before I had like one of my things loop throughout the night. So I'm still trying to play with the Boogie Nights thing, but I'm having fun with it.
Cool.
Definitely gonna stick around with it.
So did I miss this? And if I'm asking the question, if I'm out of line for asking this, because I don't know, I'm not a content creator. Are you monetized yet, or how does that?
No, I'm not monetized yet. I just really I've started YouTube in the past before, but never like consistent. So this is the most consistent I've been with it since probably around June last year.
Okay.
So it's all these requirements. You gotta get watch time hours, and I'm almost to 1,000 subs. Although I have enough subs to subscribers for part of the monetization process, the first level, but I have to get the watch time hours.
So let me say this as an observer of just on Big Jack's channel and talking to some of his guests and listening to some of his guests. I respect the fact that you guys are being true to yourselves, because I'm a YouTube guy too. I look at YouTube like everybody else, right? But the clickbait, the stuff, just foolishness, the mess that you see, so people can get likes, views, and shares, right? Likes, views, and shares.
Yeah.
Views, likes, and shares. So it's just like, so the fact that you guys are true to yourselves, you're doing the thing that you love, right? Because even if the monetization thing wasn't even an option, you still be doing it, which is a great thing, because here you are. And, so I got a lot of respect for you guys for that. And then the preparation that goes into it, like I talked to Jack, and he's putting me up on game on how this thing works, and I'm like, bro, man, that's like a lot. And then just like little things, like when you hear people talking about how someone shared some information and turned them on to this streaming app and that streaming app, and this app does this and that's, so you guys have a great community. Keep up the good work, and I'm glad you guys aren't competing against each other. And you all of this, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm impressed. As an outsider, I'm really impressed, because I get to sit back and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, because that's the way, in my mind, that's the way the world is supposed to be. It seems like the world is a better place when everybody just kind of, gets together, works for the greater cause, and the selfishness is out the way. So that's pretty cool. So congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Boogie, we at the end of the show.
Oh, wow. I had a lot of fun.
No.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to turn it over to you and see if you got anything. You can shout out the people that's in the chat and make sure you hit all your people. And we definitely thank everybody. I see Vibing with VC is in the house now. And I want to say it's Shaky Tail Feather. Anna Tail Feather is in there. So Queens out shaming, like I say, if I get the names wrong, it ain't personal. So, but and for real. So, Boogie, go ahead. You got the last 2 minutes. Shout out what you need to shout out and say what you need to say, and then we're gonna close out the show. Walter, always, I thank you for being on here with me and hanging with me.
Thank you for the invitation.
And one day we're gonna get you a name, man. We'll get you a name for sure.
Oh yeah. So, hey, look, I've been informed that Walt is not a YouTube name. So, hey, you guys come up with something. I've been called a lot of things, but remember, it's a family show. And it'll be interesting to see, because like one thing about a nickname, you don't get to choose your own nickname. People put that on you. So it'll be interesting to see. So
100%.
I'm gonna help with this.
So I got that as a ticker going across the bottom. Find the name for Walt. So there you go.
Yeah.
Picking it during we be jamming.
That's
yep.
it.
I see it.
So Boogie, go ahead. I'm gonna let you close out the show.
Okay, just thank you everybody for being here and tuning in. Thank you, sis, also Ravishing Fishy, Jimena, Karen P, Rodney, and Melissa. So many of you. Miss Do It Yourself, 5G, Gen X, Anthony My Time, Cassie's Kitchen Creations, Lashana, Mama Bowman, your favorite Jersey girl, Els Endeavor, Shake Your Tail Feather, everybody that dropped by, and also B for holding it down, posting the links, and everybody that was here. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting me. I'm loving getting to know everybody. I'm having time of my life. Thank you, Big Jack, for having me on. Think it was nice meeting you all.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, I'm blessed and I'm just grateful. Thank you so much.
All right. And I just got to say real quick because they're out there. Mama Jack, thank you for being in the house. Niecy Jackson, thank you for being in the house. QB, thank you for showing and hanging out with me. All this and everyone else is out there. If I don't call you out, it is definitely not personal. We just got to get out of here. But we love you all. Until we see you the next time, stay blessed and talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.